Hello everybody, it's Yuki Vex with another video. Today, we're going to be doing another story time about the time that we smoked blunts in a school bathroom. Yeah, it was pretty fucking wild, and there's a whole story to get into there. But before all of that, before this hoot and holler and everything, I would like to say to y'all, make it clear that, I do have a Twitch and an Instagram. Those are Yuki Vex, YUKIVEXX on Twitch, and YUKIVEXXS on Instagram. You can follow me there now. You could even subscribe, like, and comment if you enjoy this video. If you do not, then that is fine. You don't have to do anything. You can even dislike and put a little comment down if you would like to, saying how you did not like the video. Alright. So this happened around, I'd probably say about last year almost, last December 2021. To give y'all a little explanation, so my school is on about 3 different levels. The top level has a football field, a weightlifting room, and then, the obvious press box, little den and whatever, concession stand and bleachers and whatnot. Middle layer was like the main school, and then lower level was where the baseball field was and like the automotive shops and whatnot. So this happened up on the top level of the school where we did this. And the thing about our concession stand was this concession stand had a bathroom. But most do. Most concession stands have a bathroom. But ours were like doored off heavy and barely ever used for anything besides football games. Well, officially. Now, this bathroom that we would go to would be known as the field bathroom. And the thing with the field bathroom was that's where you would go to smoke weed and hang out, fuck, do whatever you wanted to do that was not school related. And you could skip there and whatnot. You could spend the whole day there if you wanted. That was more for people who wanted to skip but didn't want to leave school, didn't want to miss the bus, or really just did not see the point in going out to town instead of just staying and hiding there. So, that's kind of what it was used for. And, obviously there's a boys' and a girls' bathroom. The boys' bathroom was always locked off with this heavy, like, 2-inch thick lock, like, thick in depth. And then it was probably, like, 3 or 4 wide. It was big, thick door lock. And then the other one, the girls' bathroom, never had a lock on it. And that's where everyone would go, everyone. Everyone in the school that skipped or did bad shit would like to go there to do it. And, that's where we went. It was me, my friend, we're gonna call him, Caden. We're gonna call him Caden. Caden was a Native American. He's, kind of built like me, a little shorter, maybe. And then we have our other friend, AK. He's big boy, Native American, long black hair, And, so we're up there smoking. We had blunts, we had our phones, we were playing music out, freestyling and shit. And, we probably did this for about, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours, to be honest. Yeah, probably about 4 or 5 hours. We were smoking blunts, freestyling. We probably had about 4 blunts. No, we have 5. Yeah, we have 4 blunts to smoke. So we were having a good time. And, this probably happened around, so we had lunchtime, and how our lunch would go was, if you were first lunch, you would go first, second period, lunch, third period, fourth period. You think that sounds pretty normal, right? Well, then they had second lunch, whereas your first period, second period, third period, lunch, and then fourth period. So, yeah. This happened like right in between first and second lunch. So, AK gets he gets a message on his phone from his sister, and it says, hey, the principal's looking for you, calling all over the intercom for you. And at my school, it's a small school, so there's not a lot of kids there. Um, and whenever you'd get off the bus, if you were a troublemaker, and the principal kind of knew that, like you were a skipper and shit, he would wait and he'd watch you get off the bus. And if you get off the bus that morning, he would know that you got on school grounds and that you're supposed to be at school that day. And what we didn't know at the time was AK got counted on the bus. I didn't. Me and AK would ride the same bus to school. He would sit all the way in the back, and I would sit in the mid front with my little brother. We weren't, they'd also always force us to sit in spots. It was a weird thing. I didn't like this school. But, AK got counted by the principal, and I didn't. And, there was texts going on and everything and whatnot. AK was, let's say, it was probably about December, right? So it was about 3 months into the school year. He spent more time skipping school than inside of class. He was at school almost 80% of the time, but he spent the majority skipping classes than he did going to classes. So, they were all on his ass about it and shit. And, since it got that bad at my school, I guess unless the parents told you or the kid was being a problem, they don't call and be like, he missed school and shit. But then again, they're not gonna call you for not showing up to school, because you didn't go that day. So whatever. But the principal was calling all over the school looking for AK. And his sister texts him, and then we have a chuckle about it. We're like, man, he ain't never gonna fucking get us, his dumbass. And we light up our last blunt, and we're sitting there, we're toking it, having a grand old time. And it gets past me, and I'm sitting there, I'm tapping it. And AK, he's freestyling, and Caden just finished freestyling, He just finished. AK just started going. He's flowing hard. And then the music stops. And then it's a ringtone. And he stops. And it's his mom. And he starts freaking out. He's like, oh my god, dude, my fucking mom is calling me. They called my fucking mom and told her. Man, he was freaking out. Now, AK, unlike Caden, lived in Bryson City with me. Like, not with me, but he lived in the same town as me. And Caden, on the other hand, he lived in Cherokee. But AK lived in my town. So, whenever he got a call from that, his mom was like, you better get your ass fucking home. I know you're not in school. Get the fuck over here. You're in so much trouble, this, and that. They've told me that you haven't been there for days and days and days and days. And now they think you're skipping. And, he got in a whole fuck ton of trouble. Now, I told you that there were 3 levels to my school. And, you can probably assume in your mind how it looked. But it was on a hill. And it was somewhat of a ridge, you could call it. It went up, there was kind of a flattened out area, and then it went back down. That's a ridge. And, at the ridge, there was fencing on this side. Obviously, so you couldn't just run off and go. And so animals couldn't just walk in and eat. So, AK, like I told you, bigger kid. He's not little like us. He wasn't like slim, fit, or dainty or anything. He's a little big. And, we weren't thinking, I guess, the straightest, and he wasn't going to go through the main entrance to leave the school. And, he didn't want to go through the back. So, he was going to jump the fence and go that way so he could quickly leave and be done with it forever. For that day. And, he starts trying to haul himself over this fence. And it's a chain link fence. And he has, some pretty wide Vans on. So they're not staking through the holes too well. He's struggling. But to our surprise, he gets over it in about sub 30 seconds, which is a pretty good amount of time. And, well, not really. But, you know, it's better than what we thought. We didn't even think he was going to get over it. And he gets up to the top of it, and he's holding on. And, like I said, it's December, but it's cold. But it's not super dry. It's a little damp. And, you know, you're probably thinking, oh, this is great. He jumps or something. You know, he falls off. He plops down, slips, falls on his ass, eats some shit. Well, you're partly right. But you can't imagine this. So, I don't know whether it was adrenaline, or if he was just jumpy, what was going on. But, like I said, it was on a ridge. So about 2-3 feet after the fence, it was downhill again. Leaves and mud and wet and slippery. And, he jumps over it. And he doesn't, like, plop down, he jumps. You ever seen Batman in, like, the Arkham games when he jumps off of a building and glides down? Imagine that. It's kind of like that. And we see him jump. And, to his part of this was, whenever he jumped, you could see it a little bit, but you could see his legs go back up over him, behind him. And he actually, when he landed on his upper chest and face. So he almost scorpioned himself. And he kept going down the hill. He got up and he screams out to us, "Hey, I'm okay, I'm alive, and I'm all good." And he makes his way down. And yeah, we thought that was the end of it. We kind of chilled out for a little bit longer, waited till the end of the day. Got on the bus and went the fuck home. I walked home because I don't live that far from the school. And yeah, it was pretty fucking funny. It was a good little thing. And we figured we'd see him in a few days, whatnot. Probably had some ISS, OSS. He probably got in trouble. And turned out his mom had so much had enough of his shit, so much. She transferred him to the Cherokee school to get away from us and shit. And we ain't seen him since. And we always thought he'd come back, but he ain't come back. And I'm not in school anymore, so I don't know if he ever came back. But, yeah, that was the story of, when we smoked some blunts in the school bathroom, and he got in trouble. It was a little scary. It wasn't really a scary video or anything, or even a creepy-ish video, where anything really creepy happened. It was more scary for AK than it was for us or anyone else. But yeah, that's the story of that. It was a pretty chill fucking day, besides that whole part. Yeah, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike if you dislike, and I'm gonna leave it here. Bye.